Hey guys, so I totally suck at doing my own channel, but I've been inspired this week and I have a bit of time, so we are going to do another 3 pointless sequels that never should have freaking happened because they suck and they're pointless. Okay, number one, these are in no particular order like it matters, but yeah, so number one on my pointless sequels list this time is Return to House of Haunted... What the fuck? Return to House on Haunted Hill? I wanted to say of the Haunted Hill. It's stupid. Return to House on Haunted Hill. Okay, this is the Blu-ray. Region 2 Blu-ray. I don't know. I think the US one is different, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to rip on this shit. Okay. This isn't the most terrible film ever. And I'm not going to do a huge review thing here because this video will go on forever. But, for those of you that did not see House on Haunted Hill, came out in 1999. It was a very good film. It was basically an old mental asylum on a hill, presided over by Dr. Vaniket, who experimented on his patients and blah blah blah, and then it burned down and blah blah blah, and now there's all these ghosts trapped in there. This particular group of people get invited there by a very rich amusement park owner and builder and whatever, and his wife for a birthday party. Except the house invites them. Just watch it, you'll understand. So they go there, they don't know each other. The guy that's hosting it's like, I don't know who the hell all you people are, I didn't invite you, but you have my invite, so stay anyway. The house then gets locked down by an old switch thing that you can flick and a load of shutters come down, basically trapping them in there with the ghosts. One of them, I think his grandfather worked on the building, or he worked at the time that the fire happened, so he's the one that's like, oh, there's loads of ghosts in here, we're all going to die. He's that dude. Then you've got like a TV celebrity, and then you've got like an assistant who's pretending to be some big shot. You've got like a ball player, etc., etc. As the film goes on, they're all moving through the house, trying to keep it light-hearted and like, okay, what the hell are we going to do? Trying to find the hell do you call it? Pulley system. That's it. Trying to find a pulley system to get out of the house. And then as the film goes on, it all comes out that they don't necessarily know each other, but they're all there because they are all descended from the only people that survived the fire, and basically the house is trying to redeem itself. And you know, you got it, your ancestors got out, like your grandparents got out, so fuck you, we're going to take you instead. So yeah, there are a couple of survivors people, as you all know because I'm about to talk about this one. But yes, this one friggin' sucked. The first one was fine. We got it. You know, the house was trying to take back the people, the survivors. It couldn't, so it was trying to get their grandkids and such. And then it ends, you know. We didn't need to go back there. It was fine, okay? We defeated the evil, kind of. And a couple of survivors came out, kind of. Even though I don't know how the hell they got down off that lighthouse. But we didn't need to go there. So they went there anyway. And apparently there was going to be a third one. But because this was so shit in sales, they didn't bother. Yes! Good for you, people that decided that. So the premise of this one is exactly the same as the first one, okay? So I don't need to go too much in it. A bunch of people go in there, they get locked in, they have to move through the house, except this time they've made up a whole new plot where the woman that survived the first one, her sister is the main protagonist of this. Her name is Ariel. You've probably seen her. I think she was in the Friday the 13th reboot. She's in this, and she basically, the sister kills herself. Yeah, and she decides that she needs to go back to the house because she clearly got involved in some gangster plot. So she gets lured back to the house by the guy she thinks took her sister out, and they're basically looking for an idol, the Baphomet idol, which is the reason that Dr. Vaniket was evil, because it is an evil idol and it's infected the whole house on Haunted Hill, and it's caused all the ghosts to do what they do, etc., etc. So they basically go there trying to find this idol because this dude wants to get rich, this chick wants to find out who killed her sister, and then we have a fucking random people in there from like a university or something that they kind of all know each other through these other people. And so yeah, they're basically there to just get picked off, really. The only interesting bit is the fact that the death scenes kind of come to them in visions because they were things that happened to previous patients, and then they get to happen to them by the ghosts that, you know, get to kind of get their revenge. But the whole Baphomet idol thing is completely stupid. Like, we don't care, and we didn't need to go back into this house because we were perfectly fine with the explanation we got in the first one. The one thing that puts this on the list, though, is for those of you that have this, you'll know what I'm talking about. There is an option to choose where you want the film to go. You know them adventure books where you read and it says, if you want the dude to go left, go to page 4. If you want him to go right, go to page 8. You can do that with this, and it fucking sucks. Because it's like, I think one of the scenes is like, she gets a phone call from Sarah. Does she answer the phone, or does she not answer the phone? And then if you, it comes up in the film and you have to pick one. And then when you pick, there's this shitty little syringe-shaped loading bar that goes up when you're waiting for the new scene to come up. And you're just like, sorry, I didn't realise I was playing frigging Sega right now, or Nintendo. I mean, it sucks. It ruined the film. And I'm not going to give you the ending because you won't care about it. Just like I won't care about it, hopefully. But if you liked it, then good for you, because it's, like I said, it's not the most terrible film ever. It is totally watchable. It just shouldn't have been the sequel to House on Haunted Hill. Okay. Number 2, Cube, Hypercube. I am going to have such a hard time explaining this really quickly, but I'll try. Okay, so for those of you that have seen Cube, it was a great film. The basic premise was a bunch of strangers wake up in a big ass cube with loads of little cubes that move. Okay, there are spoilers here, people. I can't not talk about it. So they wake up, they've got nothing on, all their stuff's been taken, they don't know each other, they've all got different things about themselves, like one's a doctor and one's a teenage girl and one's a cop and all that sort of stuff. They then come together, they find each other in these cubes because there are little hatches in all points, all sides of the cube. You can crawl through them, etc. As the movie goes on, they work out that they each have a skill that may help them escape this big cube. They don't know who put them there, and they're trying to figure stuff out with absolutely no explanation whatsoever. But you're watching them kind of go insane from hunger and just, fear, but also discovering things, that may help you solve why they're in there yourself, which is great. And all the rooms are different colours, which is brilliant. There's also an escape artist in there. I think he's escaped from maximum prisons. There's also a guy with severe mental disabilities and some physical disabilities, but he turns out to be a freaking genius. I won't give that spoiler away because he's pretty much the one to watch. So yeah, it was great because each room had a trap in it, except for one room on one side where you could then get to another room and get through safely. The traps were brilliant. There was like saws coming out and gas that was like acid and a big shutter thing that cut you into pieces and just fire. There was just so many different things and you're like, holy shit, what's gonna happen to him? Who's gonna die next? What's gonna be next room? Brilliant film. 1997 that came out, I'm pretty sure. This one came out in, when did this come out? 2002. This one is shit. All of the rooms are white. I don't know why that bothers me. I like the fact that they were colour coded before. It was good. Why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So anyway, we follow this blonde chick, and it's all basically technologically advanced because it's not a real place. It's a friggin' alternate dimensional flipping bloody tesseract, whatever you want to call it. I had to go on Wikipedia just to explain some of this to myself because a lot of shit gets brought up in this that never gets answered. We didn't need to go back to Cube. And if you're saying, well, the ending to Cube 1 was a cliffhanger in a way, wasn't necessarily a huge one, but they did make a third film. They might have made more. I know there was another film, and it's called Cube Zero, and it's basically a prequel. Just watch that. They should have just made that. This didn't have to happen because this is a piss take when they made Cube Zero. We didn't need it. So we follow like a bunch of people. It's exactly the same setup, except they've all got their own clothes still on. They've all got their personal effects. They don't know each other, but the connection in this one is that they all have some connection to a defence contractor called Eyes On. We don't care about Eyes On. We don't care about Eyes On, but they all freaking care because they're like, holy shit, you work for Eyes On? We have Mrs. Paley, who's the one who, I think she's got Alzheimer's, and it's really sad watching. I know she's only acting, but you're just like, oh, this poor bitch. And then they find out she worked for Ozon as well, and it's the connection. So I won't give you too many spoilers, but there is a blind girl in this, and she turns out to be pretty hardcore and like blah blah blah. She's got a hidden agenda. We don't care about any of it because we don't get it doesn't get explained. No one cares. Did I write anything down? Yeah, there's right in the beginning. There's a guy with a briefcase who's basically going, "We shouldn't have done it. Oh, I told them we shouldn't be putting people," and blah blah blah. All this cryptic nonsense that never gets explained in the film, and then he dies in like 2 minutes. Fuck that noise. The only interesting part about this film is the fact that it is a hypercube, therefore it is kind of like virtual reality. It's another dimension sort of thing. So the traps are they don't necessarily have to be physical traps, you know. There's like a wall that's nothing, but it's blue coloured and it can vaporise anything. There's a little square razor sharp edge thing that turns into like a big spinning thing with more razor sharp edges, and it gets bigger and bigger because of the noise they're making, and it just bounces off walls and cuts people to shreds, all that kind of stuff. It's okay, and don't get me wrong, I kind of enjoy it, but it was totally pointless. Okay, I need to speak quick because this is going on long. Where's my last one? Right. Blair Witch 2 Book of Shadows. I enjoy this one. I do enjoy it, but once again, we didn't need to go there. Blair Witch was fine. It ended. The ending to Blair Witch Project was brilliant. For those of you who never saw Blair Witch, where have you been? But it was 3 people in the woods. They couldn't get out of the woods. They were documenting. It's found footage, obviously. They were documenting the Blair Witch legend in a small town. They were stuck in the woods. They kept going around in circles, couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. They kept hearing things at night, and then eventually they found a house, and it basically says, okay, you know, so the Blair Witch legend was real, and it was very scary, and it was great, and I love found footage, and it was brilliant, and it was a brilliant piece of cinema. Great. This one is not found footage. This had a fucking production value. They had a budget. I don't know what the back of this is, but it looks like a game. It's weird. Yeah, so we follow a bunch of people once again into the woods. It's exactly the same plot, okay, except now the film is in their reality, and they're trying to cash in by leading tour groups through the exact places that, you know, they took for the movie. Blah, 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 blah. We have a witch, or a Wiccan rather, who's out there to commune with the spirit of the Blair Witch. We have a goth. I don't know why they made her a goth. She's also psychic. That never gets explained. We have a couple who are doing proper research, who have serious relationship problems. There is also a miscarriage in this movie. It was never explained what was the point. Didn't need to be there. And then we have a guy who I know that it's not him, but I swear to God it's James Franco. The dude that leads the tour is totally played by James Franco, even though it's not him. He looks and acts exactly like him. So they go out into the woods and they fall asleep one night. They meet another tour group. Tour group pisses off because they basically have a massive verbal showdown. And then we see visions of the tour group getting killed and such and whatever. Our guys wake up. They find all the research shredded. They don't know what the hell they did. They start watching their recordings that they made with the cameras and realise that there's stuff on there they don't remember doing, etc. They've basically gone into the woods and fucked themselves over with the Blair Witch spirit, you know, and she's making them do things that, you know, that are evil, etc. So they go back to Jeff's house in the woods. It's like an old factory, and loads of freaky shit happens, like backwards walking girls and barking dogs that are not there and all that sort of stuff. And one by one they kind of die. Not all of them die, but a few of them die, and it's all very mysterious. And, you know, the witch is coming out, and they're all trying to figure out what the hell is going on. They're all freaking out, and then the ending they all get picked up and they're like, we didn't do anything, but they have like video surveillance and all that sort of stuff showing that they did really do this stuff. It's stupid, it's enjoyable, but we didn't need it. We didn't need it. Okay, and I know it didn't get very good reviews, but there you go. Right, this video is super long, so I'm going to shut up here. If you agreed with me, click a thumbs up. If not, you can click thumbs down. I don't mind, it's fine. But yes, let me know what you think. Bye.